Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog, and in this video I wanted to just do a quick little vlog for you guys discussing with you today the importance of staying within certain power ranges so that you target specific energy systems and why that is so important. Now basically what I'm talking about here is when you are on a training ride, rather it be an endurance training ride, a VO2 max training ride, or even a recovery spin, your body is designed, okay, to basically function within different to utilize different energy systems during different kind of efforts. And if you are using the wrong energy system, okay, when you're under training, you're not going to be targeting that energy system, and you're not going to be developing and furthering that energy system. So basically what it boils down to is the internal energy system that your body is using when you're on a long endurance pace ride is totally different than the energy system that your body is using when you're on a very short, high intensity, glycogen stripping type effort. When you're in those peak 100% all-in type efforts, you're using your anaerobic system, okay? You're using your body's anaerobic abilities, and you're training that. So if you're going out, so if your objective for the day is to go out and do a long, 4-hour endurance ride, okay? It's very important that you stay in that endurance, okay, aerobic energy system so that you can work on that, so you can train that specific system. If you start going out on a 4-hour, endurance ride, and you start getting into getting into VO2 max power, FTP type power, and you start working your anaerobic energy system, you're not accomplishing what you want to do. In my opinion, you're hurting your training. You could be setting yourself back than moving yourself further forward, because a couple of consistent things that a lot of research has shown out there is that when it comes to training, it's very, we've all heard about burnout as cyclists, and it's very easy to get into the trap and to become, a victim of the burnout. And a couple of things that have kind of been shown here in some research is that it's very difficult to burn out on the aerobic type rides, on those long endurance rides. It's very difficult for your body to burn out on those. I mean, it's possible, but you'd have to be doing a boatload of riding, probably more riding than any of us have time to do, honestly. So it's very difficult to burn out on those long aerobic paced, aerobic type rides, which is why I'm going to more of that kind of riding here myself personally, because I like to spend a lot of time training. I want to spend anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a week on the bike training, and I know I cannot spend a good deal of that time doing intervals, hard intervals and VO2 max intervals and just hard efforts. I can't do that, or I'm going to burn out. And the way that I can avoid that is by doing a lot of aerobic endurance pace rides, so I don't hit the burnout. And then one day a week, maybe twice a week, go out and target my specific higher intensity intervals, and still get those anaerobic adaptations I'm looking for. But I have to minimize how often I'm doing those, so I don't fall victim to overtraining and burnout. I don't want to burn out, but I want to ride a lot. And the way to balance that is to make sure I'm targeting the correct energy system, okay, at the given time. And that's why it's so important to know your numbers, because if you don't know what your anaerobic power is, if you don't know when you're getting into that anaerobic power, how are you going to train effectively? If you don't know that you're hitting your anaerobic system, that's not a good thing. So I think it's important that you train with Power Meter if at all possible. I know they're expensive. The prices are coming down every year. I just think that for somebody who's serious about cycling, I really think a Power Meter is a very important piece of kit to have. It's just going to keep you on track in your training. But the main premise of this video here is I just wanted to kind of stress the importance that whatever ride you're doing, it's important that you're targeting the right energy system, okay? Because your body is going to naturally be there. You can't force your body to work in a aerobic energy system if your body's telling you, hey, this is an anaerobic effort for me. So you have to know this. You have to know what these ranges are for you, and know when you're in the particular energy system. So working on the different energy systems at the right time and at the right durations of time is very important. It's something that is really gonna benefit you in the long run as a cyclist, especially if you do a lot of riding. If you're only training 2 to 6 hours a week, you got a little bit more leeway to work with the higher intensity stuff. But when you start riding 8 to 12, 15 hours a week, you have to walk that line. You're kind of walking that line of going too far into the high intensity stuff. So that's why I've been trying to dial things back a bit personally here in my own riding. I'm focusing on more of the longer endurance pace rides because I want to get time on the bike. But same token, I want to train effectively, so I'm gonna sprinkle in those higher intensity efforts once, maybe twice a week, depending on the week. No more than that. And that's what I'm going to be doing. But just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about energy systems, how your body's broken down into different energy systems, and why it's so important that you make sure you're training the appropriate energy system at the appropriate time. So as always, guys, I appreciate the support here in the channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys right back here in my next video.